Do you know how many dropshipping stores fail within their first 6 months of going live? 97%. 97% of people who launch a dropshipping business fail within the first 6 months. And that's just a rough estimate. It could be even higher than that. So if the failure rate is so high, why do so many people do it? If you compare the dropshipping failure rate to other businesses, you'll find that 9 out of 10 tech startups fail within their first year. That's 90% failure rate within the first year, which is a little bit better than dropshipping. But you'll also find that out of just the general kind of businesses that are created, 2 out of 10 fail within their first year. So only 20% of just typical businesses fail within their first year. So in this video, we're going to be discussing why so many people fail at dropshipping, why so many people still try to make dropshipping work, and how you can go about improving your chances at being successful with dropshipping. I'll give you a little hint. It's definitely smashing that like button. So why do so many people fail? What are the reasons for people failing at dropshipping? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a fulfillment model, right? No. Because dropshipping is actually an e-commerce business. Dropshipping is just the model of fulfillment where you ship products directly from the supplier to your customer. The business itself is an e-commerce business. With e-commerce, there are so many different strategies, techniques, tips, tricks, psychology, different things that you need to understand and need to really consider in order to make it a success. Now, I've been dropshipping for years. I've tested hundreds of different products across that time, and I kind of have an idea about what works, what doesn't work. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of people who are new to dropshipping do is they pick the wrong niche and they pick the wrong product. That is one of the biggest reasons, because no matter how good your marketing is, no matter how nice your website looks, if nobody wants the product you're trying to sell, nobody's going to buy it. So picking the wrong product is one of the biggest mistakes new dropshippers make when they get into the industry. Our previous video on the channel was all about how not to pick the niche and how to pick the product instead. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go and check it out. There's going to be a button popping up somewhere that's going to allow you to go and watch that video. So if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you check it out. Another reason so many people fail is a lack of persistence and patience. So many people think that dropshipping is a get-rich-quick overnight thing, and that just isn't the case. You have to be persistent, you have to be patient, you have to break through those challenges that come in front of you. And if you're unable to do that, you're not going to be able to succeed with dropshipping. Because at the end of the day, it's a business, you have to be persistent, you have to be patient, and you have to make things work. So that consistency of working at it every single day and learning from your mistakes is what is going to make you successful. Another reason is a lack of understanding of what you actually need to do. You know, so many people think that you can just get an AliExpress, find a product, fire up a Shopify website, fire out some ads, and you're gonna make $1 million overnight. And it doesn't work like that. There's a lot of strategies, a lot of techniques, a lot of psychology in terms of the buyer's mentality, the buyer's process, and the buying funnel that you need to understand in order to make this work. I think for a lot of people, when they start, you know, they jump into Facebook ads thinking it's gonna be a walk in the park, and it turns out that it's a lot more in depth than they ever expected. And not understanding how to run those ads, how to launch those ads is a major reason why a lot of people fail. Because when it comes to ads, you know, if you're spending your budget in the wrong places, you're not going to be making any sales, no matter how much money you spend. So understanding how Facebook works and understanding the terminology and the objectives is really something that you need to do in order to make this work. And not understanding, that lack of understanding, is why a lot of people fail at dropshipping, because they blow their budget, realize that it's not working, and then give up and quit. And that leads me on to my next point, which is the lack of investment and resources. You know, this is a business, so it does take financial resources in order to make it work. You might not need a lot of resources compared to other types of businesses, but you're still going to need a little bit. And I think a lot of people jump into this, and you know, if you take the lack of understanding, you jump into Facebook ads and you throw the wrong ads out there, you're going to blow through your budget and get no results. And when you don't then have the resources to carry on, you ultimately give up, which is the time you ultimately fail. So having a decent amount of sort of advertising budget is critical in order to make it work. But obviously the more you can understand the platform, the cheaper that's going to be for you, because you're not going to be making expensive mistakes along the way. Another reason for people failing at dropshipping is bad customer service. I cannot emphasize how important customer service is to your business. If you think customer service and responding to your customers' emails isn't important, you are 100% wrong. And that is going to be the failure of your business, because if you do not take the time out to respond to your customers at least once a day at a minimum, all you're going to see is refund requests, chargebacks, and claims through PayPal. And that is the quickest way to lose all of your money. So make sure you deal with your customer service in a timely manner and in a professional manner. And no matter how much they annoy you, do not be aggressive with them, because that will just come back and bite you in the ass. Another reason for failure is inconsistency when managing your business. Remember that dropshipping is a business model. It is something that you have to consistently work on every single day to make sure that your business survives. You know, it's not gonna just be a success overnight. It's not gonna be a success if you only come to it once every now and then. You have to focus on this as a business. You have to run it as a business. You have to treat it as a business. And that means that managing it in a very particular way. You know, you have to understand your profit margins. You have to understand your income and your expenditures. You have to understand everything to do with your business. Because remember, you're not a massive company. You don't have staff when you're first starting out. You are every single part of your business. And you need to understand that, you need to treat it like that, and you need to run this as a legitimate business, because that's what it is. You're just using the dropshipping business model in order to run an e-commerce business. So having a full understanding of your business is paramount to making this work, and being inconsistent with how you manage your business and how you run your business is another reason why you would fail. And finally, another reason why people fail, and one of my personal pet peeves when it comes to seeing what people do with their dropshipping stores, is unattractive website design. At the end of the day, you are running a business that needs to look professional, and you need to have that trustworthy feel to it. And some of the stores I've seen are just not up to standard. So focus on the layout, focus on your logo, focus on the color schemes. Make sure that you have something that is very modern, very minimalist, that looks very clean and elegant. That is what you want. If your website is messy and cluttered and all over the place in terms of colors and fonts, you are not going to make a success of it. And this is why a lot of people fail, because they throw together a store overnight and then they start running ads and it's just not up to scratch. And that is a massive reason why people fail at dropshipping. So that's my list. I've probably missed a few. So if you can think of anything else, drop them in the comments box down below. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think, what your top reasons are for people actually failing with their dropshipping stores as well. So if people can make all of these mistakes and the failure rate is so high, then why do so many people still want to try and make it a success? Well, for a start, it's very easy to launch a dropshipping business. You don't need any technical skill. You don't need any stock up front. And the only real cost to you is your advertising, your paid advertising platforms, because apps that you install generally pay for themselves through the sales that you get because of them, and your products are paid for by the customer. So your only real cost is your advertising. So if you can get your advertising down and you can advertise the right product and get your entire funnel designed in a way that works for the customer and the customer wants to buy from you, the basis of a dropshipping business is very, very simple to create. But the true reason why people actually start to build a dropshipping business is because it can be scaled like no other business out there. The barrier for entry is incredibly low, but the sky is the limit when it comes to the amount of profit you can actually make. So having that very basic kind of process in place, the potential of a dropshipping business is huge. And that's why so many people are drawn to it, because it's very easy to start, but it has some massive returns if you can get it right. So in between that is where the failure is, and that is where people need to understand and fully grasp what needs to be involved in building a dropshipping business, and they need to understand the strategies and the techniques in order to make that work so they can scale that business and grow it to 6, 7 figures. And then the icing on the cake, once you have everything set up, is that you can automate everything. So no matter how many orders you get each day, it doesn't take any more time on your part, because everything is just processed through the system at scale. And the only thing you really need to consider is your customer service. And that can be easily outsourced to VAs, virtual assistants, so they can manage that customer service for you. So you can really just sit back, relax, and sort of enjoy everything that's coming in, because everything is automatic and it doesn't need any more work on your part as you start to scale it. So how can you go about making sure that you increase your chances of success? The first thing is to focus on the data and not your emotions. It's very, very easy to look for products that you're interested in and you think are cool, but that doesn't mean other people think the same way. It doesn't mean that they are proven to sell. It doesn't mean that they are going to scale to a high level. You have to use the data that is available to you, whether that's through AliExpress, whether that's through paid tools like Sell the Trend, whatever. Use the data that you can find in order to make an informed decision on what product you are going to sell. When you do start to sell it, use the data within Facebook, within Google, whatever platform you are using to advertise, analyze that data, understand where the issues are in your funnel and fix those issues. Don't get emotionally connected to the product. I know it's hard, I've done it myself, but listen to the data, read the data and understand what it is you need to do and which stages of your funnel you need to fix in order to scale your business and grow it to that 6 and 7 figure level. Another thing you can do is add value to your business. You need to be better than your competition if you want to succeed. So that means giving the customers a better experience when they come to your website. Give them a better offer, whether that's a cheaper price or give them bundle deals or upsells, give them something that is more than what your competition is giving them. You want to take a piece of that massive e-commerce pie, and for you to do that, you need to be better than your competition. Another tip is to pay attention to your profit margins. So many times I speak to people and they don't know what their break-even point is. They don't know how much profit they are making per sale. And if you don't know that, how can you possibly scale your business? You need to understand how much profit you're making per sale. You need to understand what expenses your business has and start to take that out and figure out what your profit margin is, what your break-even point is across your product. When it comes to advertising metrics, you need to understand them fully, inside and out. You need to know what the information and the data is telling you in order to make changes to your business. So many times I see people who are just starting dropshipping think it's the product that's wrong. But when I look at their accounts, it's the ad. They aren't getting enough people to their landing page. They aren't getting enough people to the website, to the product page. They're not getting enough traffic because their advertisements on Facebook, on Instagram are just not good enough. The quality of them isn't good enough. It's not engaging enough in order to make people come to their website. Once they fix the ads, the sales just come in, because that was where their issue in the funnel was. Now, your issue in the funnel can be anywhere. It could be the ad, it could be the website, it could be the checkout. You need to have a look at the data through your advertising metrics to figure out where the drop-off is in order to understand at what stage of that funnel you need to fix. And this is something you really, really need to understand if you want to be successful, especially at scale when it comes to growing your business. And this leads me on to a similar point, and that is to understand how to troubleshoot your sales funnel. Whether it is the ads that are an issue, whether it's the product page in terms of your messaging, your product description, maybe it's the price of the product, maybe there's something on your checkout that is stopping people from buying from you. Maybe it's a case of you're charging for shipping, or there's something broken on the checkout that's putting people off. You need to be figuring out on what part of that sales funnel you're having issues, where is the biggest drop off, and then fix those issues, improve it as much as you can, and then review the data again. If you see improvements and then people move on to the next stage of the funnel, you can then fix those issues and so on until finally you get that funnel fixed all the way through and people are actually then buying from you at the very end, which is the ultimate goal. So you need to understand how to troubleshoot your sales funnel in order to succeed with dropshipping. Another tip is to get advice from people who have done what you want to do. Watching this video, you're getting advice from me, which is great, but there are tons of people on YouTube giving out so many different pieces of advice. You probably watched them as well. There is a ton of information out there, both free and paid. Make sure you use that guidance. Make sure you research and learn as much as you possibly can. It might take some time for you to fully understand it, but it's going to save you so much money in the long run. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars over the years by doing things wrong because I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have somebody showing me how to do it. So make sure you follow the guidance of somebody you connect with in order to grow your business and learn from their mistakes so you don't make the same ones. And then finally, the number one reason people are successful with dropshipping and just any business in general is persistence. Be persistent. The only way you can fail is if you give up. And I know that's cheesy, it's proper corny, but it's true. If you stop, you are going to fail. If you have troubles and you have issues and things don't work, that's just a challenge you've got to overcome. Keep going, be persistent, because eventually you'll crack it. Eventually you'll understand enough to make it work. And then once you get that one product and you can grow that one product, everything changes and everything snowballs. So stay persistent, keep at it, keep learning, keep growing, and you will find success with dropshipping. At the end of the day, beginner dropshippers need to realize that dropshipping isn't a get-rich-quick money-making scheme. It is a business that requires dedication, consistency, hard work, and patience. Only when you have all of those pieces in place will it allow you to break free from that 9-to-5 grind, finally grow that dropshipping business to whatever your goals are, whether it's a 5-figure business, a 6-figure business, a 7-figure business. It's going to allow you to grow your business because you need that dedication, you need that hard work. This is a business and it needs to be treated like a business. For those of you who are interested, I am looking for people who want to work closely with me to build and launch a dropshipping business over the next 90 days. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then make sure you click the link in the description down below to book your free consultation call. But that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one.